Good day, everybody. Welcome back to the Marvel Contest of Champions news show.
Summoner's Choice 2023 is still being talked about as a rigged event. We'll look into some responses from Kabam Mike on the subject. Sidequest node issues. Will we receive compensation for an issue with that? Why aren't we getting a 6-star Wolverine? That question is answered, but we still hold hopes that we could see the champion at some point. And free health potions with the new event. Yes, hello everybody. Welcome back to an MCN for Monday. This has actually been recorded on Sunday. More on that explained in tomorrow's video, but I'm just kind of like dealing with some stuff that's important to mention. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe with post notifications on. Oh, do that please. That would be very kind of you. Thank you. And we're going to kick off the show with the Summoner's Choice 2023. As I posted on the video on Saturday, I found this situation hilarious. It was just so surprising to see Gladiator win, especially because of the extent of... And look, like, I know a lot of people are unhappy about the way this turned out, but you have to have a look at it this way, and this is the way that, you know, even as Kabam kind of Mike explains, the way that this all kind of like came about is, unfortunately, the forums are not a good indicator of who the, and the same thing with all things comment sections and other things like that, who the player base at large will vote for. In the first Summoner's Choice, Omega Sentinel was in the lead for days, and Hercules only squeaked by with less than 24 hours to go. That's not the most engaged player, that's the most engaged players voting at the very start, which I would argue includes most of you. I knew I should have rigged this though. White Tiger was so close. So look, I think this will be bone of contention. As I said on Saturday, it's probably going to happen the same thing next year. So if you think this is going to be annoying, then look, it's going to be it's probably going to be annoying next year when the same exact things happens, when there's this kind of like big like fight as to like who gets the W here. It's a weird thing for me because, and I will be brutally honest, I didn't want Hercules and Marvel Contest of Champions. Believe it or not, I wanted Omega Sentinel. Back then, I was even kind of like going like, look, you know, vote for Omega Sentinel, and I thought Omega Sentinel would win. And it's like, it's weird looking at this situation from like a different angle. I know a lot of people go like, well, we've got another kind of like OP Cosmic Champion coming into the game. And yeah, look, I totally, well, it could be another OP Cosmic Champion. Well, you'd hope so, because, you know, we voted for, all people voted for. And especially with the abilities being, you know, the following, which is Gladiator builds confidence as he gains buffs, and as he fights the opponents, gains even more from clear, decisive victories. Confidence empowers his abilities, improves the effectiveness of his buffs, and improves the durability. So look, you know, at least it gives people something new. I mean, look, are all Cosmic Champions in the future going to follow this pattern of abilities? More than likely. You know, we've got Gallon. People didn't complain about Gallon, even though Gallon has a persistency and has like buff building. So is it another Gallon? Maybe, don't know, possibly. You know, you could argue all these particular things. It could be a champion that builds buffs potency within fights, and then, you know, you're looking at the likes of Hulkling. There could be so many others. Oh, well, you know, Cosmic Ghost Rider was one of the first kind of like OP kind of Cosmic Champions. It's like history repeating itself. We'll be here in 2026, and it'll be like, right, well, there's another God tier Cosmic Champion. It's just copy paste. Like each year is copy paste with the same thing. So I think it's probably best to kind of look towards the future and go, right, well, what will this champion offer for the community? What unique things will it have standing out other than, you know, Hercules, other than Cosmic Ghost Rider, other than Gallon, other than all these other Cosmic Champions that are incredibly potent, maybe persistent, and other stuff like that. So, yeah, look, I get it. I appreciate where people are coming from. We're kind of feeling that this is... it's been an annoying situation, but here's the thing: it's either it consumes you or we move on. It was very interesting to see a post vote forum poll about the voting side of things, as to like give an indication of who and what people voted for. But as I've said before, like, and as even Kabam have said, like, look, we just don't know. I thought that Omega Sentinel was going to win last year. I think we all thought Omega Sentinel was going to win last year. And that was what people were voting for on the forums, on Reddit, in comment sections, spamming it, and on Twitter, and it lost. So, as I said, we'll be here in the same position, and even like Beta Ray Bill for a time was winning, last year in 2022. So look, I'll see you in 2024 when exactly the same thing happens again, and we're having exactly the same type of conversations about who might win this. But it's a weird situation with it. Next up and on to Sidequest. Look, Sidequest side of things, like this is something that happened a couple days ago when Sidequest was launched, and it was the case when you knock down the defender, the protection stays, which is a problem, and even like there's some bug. Now, I wasn't quite sure about this because I didn't have any issues, but then I don't know if I overly focused. I mean, I just like steamrolled through it. I didn't have any problems when I was recording footage and I put a video out. Kabam Jack said on the 2nd of February, follow up on this, the game team has found the issue and there's a fix planned later today. And it's just a case of like the consistency with trying to intercept and how the knockdown worked. That was just kind of nothing was kind of working correctly, and this was all either centered around knocking down the opponent, and then whenever the defender is knocked down, they gain a non-stacking unstoppable passive lasting 20 seconds, intercepting the defender light or medium while they are unstoppable, inflicts a 15-second passive slow on the defender and transfers the unstoppable to the attacker for 20 seconds. And I don't think if I remember the unstoppable, it was very inconsistent when I was kind of playing this. But I didn't really notice it. Like I did get through the lane, and I did this Thursday morning when the fix came in like Thursday night. So it's kind of a weird thing. For some players experienced it or not, I don't know, but yeah, this was an issue. And as well, if you expect to see compensation, I doubt it. There were some people affected by this, but I just don't think Kabam are in the compensation mood. They just don't do it anymore, especially for a lot of bugs that happens in game. If Kabam were giving out compensation for stuff that's gone wrong, then there should be at least 2, 3, maybe even 4 Battleground seasons that still have not been compensated against. And so Kabam don't do it. Like, it's just how it is. It doesn't do it. Things affect the player. They just don't do them anymore. And now let's talk about Love Juice. Not what you're thinking, but Kabam obviously are a little bit kinky. They're getting in the mood for it. Love Juice is a bit of a weird subject because of the extent of potency. Now, I went and had a look back in time, as you do, as to potency for the free one. So for free-to-play players, you get yourself the gold track in the double track events. In double track event, you've got Lesser Love Juice. Lesser Love Juice gives 4,169 health per potion, which, to be honest, in compared with the current meta, is kind of pathetic. But especially because, look, you know, you're a Paragon player, possibly Thronebreaker player, possibly, and you've got 6 stars, rank 3, rank 4. Some even have rank 5s. So having a 4,000. What was before 4,149. Well, in this year, the year of 2023, 2 years after the Love Potion was kind of last seen, you were getting 4,169. Yes, that buff of 20 health is going to massively make an impact. But, you know, it's free, so I can't really kind of overly complain about that. Well, the other side of the thing is that Love Juice-wise, you can only get in the spending. So if you're a spender in Marvel Contest of Champions, right, you can, if you spend, get access to, on one of the milestones, or several of the milestones, the Love Juice, which totals 10,690, which isn't going back in time to last two years ago in the Love of the Battle Round 4-1. You can see that there's, 10,690, so it's exactly the same. It's kind of annoying that as you don't get access to it as a non-spending player, and you have to rely on, sadly, some of the lesser ones, especially going right to the very end. Even on the last one, is there anything? No, just still lesser ones. So that's kind of annoying with it. But look, you know, that's it is what it is when it comes to Marvel Contest Champions and Kabam giving stuff for these events. My personal hope is that we see a secret event or something where these potions can be got for some reason. I would say it's good to hoard them for things like EOP because they become an extra health slot and won't be stuff that goes into your stash, so that could be quite helpful. There'll just be like a time frame that you have to kind of like go and spend and buy. Does it say on them how long they last for? It does not, but I would say as soon as they kind of pop in, like, you'll have a limited time. 2 years ago, you had 1 month and a bit, depending on when this was released, 1 month and a bit before they kind of expired. So, you know, it's free, so I guess that's something. Just disappointing that we don't get to see the likes of, non-spending players getting access to the Love Juice, which, let's face it, if that's kind of more important for those that want to heal up their 6 stars. 4k is not going to really make a dent. But it could be helpful using with a level 1 revive. So, hey, you know, it is what it is, and it'll probably be, like, helpful nevertheless. The part 2 to this, and it kind of sticking with the theme of this 6-star Nexus, is this here. Now, I can't remember where this is on the path, but 6-star Heartthrob Crystal. In there is listed Wolverine as being a 6-star that you could potentially get. And it did indeed kind of like conjure up the interest from players as to like, okay, could they actually see themselves getting a 6-star Wolverine? It's definitely a champion that a lot of players would want to get, me myself included. But the sad thing is it's very much kind of like it's unlikely if that's the case. Actually, I've just found it in game. Let's see if Kabam have changed it. To kind of mention that I think they've removed it, to be honest, unless it's here. Better have one. If I click on it, I think they've removed that. I think they've removed mention of Wolverine being in it because it's the Heartthrob one right there. So yeah, they have removed it, but it does get people kind of like thinking about the extent of it, of like having Wolverine in game. Definitely a cool talking point. And there's their Mythic Heartthrob Crystal does say 6-star Wolverine not included. So for a time, it was given the thought that, okay, we could get a 6-star version. Sadly, that is not the case. And yeah, like in other crystals, it does say 6-star Wolverine not included. Do bear in mind there is some promotional material somewhere, which I think we've got in this particular thread, that does showcase a 6-star Wolverine. So where's that? That's right here, which you can see a 6-star Wolverine is listed in some of the promotional material. Back in the day, ladies and gentlemen, back in the day. Actually, I think this was like a year, 2 years ago. One day, I do hope that we could see it. Yes, we face off against it as a defender, and I'm sure that we'll face off against it as a 7-star. Probably face off against a 7-star version. But yeah, it's not happening anytime soon. Actually, I think Kabam Jax did actually say on this one. Yeah, here to confirm what others have already explained. 6-star Wolverine is not available in game. When we do see 6-star Wolverine, we'll make a much bigger deal about it. The team noticed the issue and quickly adjusted the list to be accurate. I've gotten word from the support team that they will issue refunds for the dual track pass for those who made the purchase before the crystal information was corrected. So that's cool. That's cool Kabam doing that, which I am surprised at, because we've seen incidents where Kabam don't kind of do things like compensate and things, and also when there's been incidents back several times when people have purchased something and feel like, well, they've been shortchanged, they've been ripped off, not ripped off, but they've bought stuff thinking that something, or not thinking, seeing that Kabam are listing something and it turns out to be incorrect. So this is good. Kabam are going in this direction for kind of compensating those that financially bought into, because they thought they'd get an opportunity for a 6-star Wolverine. But I hope the champion comes in the future, especially with Weapon X being in. I like Wolverine, one of my favourite Marvel characters, so you'll have to see. And there we go, that has been the show. There's a lot of stuff that I need to be dealing with at the moment. I will be back with fresh content later on Tuesday, especially because we've got that massive opening to do and lots of content still to post. It's an exciting time. It's an exciting time and lots of things to sink my teeth into. But yeah, thank you very much for watching this video as well. Thank you very much to the support channel as a YouTube member and as a Patreon. You're on screen now. Also, twitch.tv, RichTheMan support. Thank you very much. For those that do that, renew your Prime sub. And yeah, I will see you all very soon. Make sure as well to check out some other content located on screen. And have a good day, good week, and plenty of content to post, especially as it's update day, the release of the version day, not the new content day. That's Wednesday. Okay,